Oh, hello, Gemini. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. Thank you so much for being here with me today. If Gemini is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Gemini, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And a Nine of Cups. Very, very good. This is, I think, one of the best cards in the entire tarot pack. It represents superabundance. It represents the pursuit of happiness. It represents following your bliss. It represents love, abundance, satisfaction, fulfillment on the physical and financial plane, on the mental, emotional plane, and on the spiritual, creative plane. So, I think you're somebody right now who you have a kind of, an inner knowledge, a gnosis. It might even be just a gut feeling, right? That you're meant for greatness in life. Okay? Spirit's saying that you're the chosen one. You know, that you have something critical inside of yourself that needs expression. And I think when you tap into your true self, your true spirit and soul, this superabundance is yours. Okay? And it's not really about what you're doing, and that's the point of this card, because it's a nine, it's a function, it's a way of life. It is the way that you are living this satisfied life. So it's not really about what you're doing necessarily, but how and why. The how and why are those essential aspects of your soul, right? And so whatever you may find yourself doing, whatever the particular details are going to be, you will find the ultimate satisfaction in those things through those things. It is not those things themselves, but through them is a sense of satisfaction, fulfillment, abundance, and love on all planes of existence. Okay, this is really the best way to start a reading, and I might just end it here and say, hey, you're going to be very, very happy. And that's it. That's the reading, right? But maybe we can find out how that's going to come about, what it's going to lead to for you, what it's going to look like for you. Maybe we should put some more cards out on the table. Get the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is sort of the slow and gradual nurturing of something in your life. Okay? We'll get into it. The Eight of Pentacles is the attention to details. You're paying attention to what things need, what people need, what you need, right? We think of it's an apple tree, right? It needs the right kind of soil, the right kind of sunlight, right, shade, sun ratio. And it needs the right amount of water. Maybe you need some plant food, I don't know. It needs a lot of love, right? But every plant is different. Even to apple trees, very different. Okay? And this is your attention to what those needs of things really are. Everything in your life, yourself included. Every one of these cups, right? And I believe this is sort of your work. This is your destiny. This is your path. Is a slow and thoughtful and considerate nurturing of things, right? I believe that yours is a ministry of kindness and compassion. Yeah. But remember, it's an apple tree. There's fruit. You can eat it. You can enjoy it, right? This is for you, too. Okay? It's maybe it's being of service and helping others and reaching out and being a presence in others' lives, but there's a benefit to you as well. Okay. Let's go ahead and continue. Let's put the rest of our cards out. Oh, we've got the Lover's card, Gemini Power card. See, you have that feeling underneath, deep within you. And maybe it's closer to the surface than we think, but I feel that with this card being underneath the surface, it's kind of an unconscious, it's right at the threshold maybe of consciousness, that this is your calling, that you're being summoned by the universe for something great. The Three of Swords makes sense. You didn't always believe that. There is the Cancer energy, the Chariot card, and the Nine of Pentacles. Oh gosh. 9 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles by way of the 8 of Pentacles, by way of patience and a calm, steady, almost a humbleness, almost knowing that you are kind of, you're the priest or priestess of your own soul, right? That you are the minister, right, of something higher, of that true self, that spiritual energy that's within you, you know. And I think it's leading to you really changing the world. But again, these are active cards, a 9 and a 9. They're functions, they're verbs. This is you living and laughing and loving, right, if we want to go that route. It's not in the particulars really, but it's through those particulars. It's through the way that you do things that makes all the difference. And you do things with love and attention, very considerate energy. Yeah, I like this very much. Let's keep going. We got the 7 of Pentacles. Wasn't always like that, right? We got the Moon card, the Tower card, and the Emperor card. Your path, what you are chosen for in life, right? Your destiny here. It is not an easy one. And with the greater the trial, the greater the reward. Okay, the indication here is that there's a lot of risk, a lot of fear, a lot of unknown, a lot of change going on. You can handle it. Okay, you can handle it. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right here and put Frankenduck right on top. I just realized that I kind of am dressed like Frankenduck today. Interesting. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but if you have a prediction for it, feel free to put it in the comments. Okay, let's try. Let's exercise our intuition. Let's do it together as a group exercise. All right. Let's look around the room a little bit now. We've got our major. A lot of major arcana for you. Anytime we get 5 major arcana cards, it's kind of been the rule here. 5 is like, okay, something's going on. Sometimes we get 0. Something's going on with 0 too. But sometimes we get 1, 2, 3, or 4. It's like, yeah, to be expected. But 5 for me is the threshold. That's the point where I say, okay, stop the presses. Something is going on in your life. Spirit is trying to tell you something. Okay, and you got 5, and that's significant, very significant. You got 2 doorway cards, right? We've got the Moon and, of course, the Tower. The Moon is one of those doorways where it's just kind of like, it's easy for you to sort of find yourself in the dark forest, but it's kind of scary when you get there. You don't know what it's going to be like. You don't know what's out here. You can't really see things for what they are. Right? Things don't seem clear. It's like your eyes are dim. You know, the Moon card is a doorway through which we cannot see anything but black. Okay. This is a representation of the waning moon, the narrowing of the psychic aperture, the closing of the third eye, right? And I think sometimes, and as it's related, of course, to the Lovers and to the Three of Swords back here, it sometimes feels as if you don't believe it. You can't see what you're being called to do. You can't hear the whisper of Spirit trying to lead you into your path, into your future, into your destiny. You know, that maybe we hear a little something calling us from the forest, a little something calling our name, and it's, who is that? What is that? Where is it? You know, but we're kind of scared to go into that forest. Maybe we're standing right at the threshold of this dark, literally a dark wilderness. We hear our name. Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. And we just say, I don't want to go in there. You know, I don't know why are you summoning me, you know? So there's a certain sense of having to overcome a little bit of our own fear in this situation, okay? A lot of major arcana energy, though. I think that you are more than strong enough to do this. I think that you are going to find a lot of empowerment in this new path of yours. Okay, and we call it a new path, but maybe it's not really a new path. It doesn't mean like, oh, you're getting a different job or something. Maybe you are. Okay, maybe that's it, or that could be part of it. But again, it's not in the details. It's not in you're getting a new job next week, or you're going to find a new relationship at the end of summer. Maybe, yeah, that could be part of it. But again, it's not the details. It's how you're doing these things and why. How your life is growing and evolving like this apple tree. It's slowly just kind of growing and branching out and providing fruit and nourishment all over the place, right? It's kind of you put an apple tree in your yard, and guess what? You're going to have a lot of neighbors coming over and introducing themselves, you know? You're going to catch a lot of kids on your lawn trying to reach up and grab the apples, you know? Anyway, we've not got any fire. We've got, of course, you know, a little bit of water here. The water is central. And this is the love, the joy, the superabundance, the connection, the sense of purpose, the sense of destiny, right? So we've got a little bit of water. We've got, a little bit of air. We'll deal with the air. But really, we've got a lot of earth energy, too. So when I say it's not so much in the details of what you're doing, that's true, but it is through those details. It's how you handle the physical world and your relationship with the physical environment and with this kind of material plane of existence. This is where we play. This is where we play out our roles in life, right? Out here in the world. So in that sense, the details are important, and I don't want to be misunderstood. The details are important, but it is through those details and through the material world that you're connecting with other souls, that you're providing this nourishment, this water energy, right, to other beings in your life, right? This is your destiny. I believe that. I feel Spirit's showing me a religious symbol around your neck. I think it's probably a crucifix that you wear. Okay, I feel like it's kind of small, a small chain, gold, right, standard, right, and I feel like you kind of wear it as jewelry. I feel like it for a while it hasn't had really a connection. You know, it hasn't really. You haven't really felt it very, very often. It's kind of just like, oh yeah, you know, maybe you forget you're wearing it even, right? But I think now it's kind of given you a different feeling. You're kind of like, oh yeah, it is there, you know? I like the Lover's card down beneath the surface. This is your power card. This card that rules the sign of Gemini. And it's the card of prophecy. It's the card of inspiration. It doesn't mean romantic relationships. It could be. But it's romance in the more grand sense, you know, of this sort of romantic relationship between you and the universe, you and your soul, you and God, Goddess, deity. It is you being hit with Cupid's arrow. Just, you feel it right here. You're inspired. That it's suddenly something has come over you and you are more awake, more alive, you know. Something has woken you up. Yeah. And I feel like you've always had this sense of something going on. You're meant for something. That Spirit is just, I don't know, I think you've had kind of a strange life. I think you've had some challenges in your life, for sure. I think you have overcome a lot of those challenges. And I think the more of your spiritual practice that you become involved in, again, I feel like you have got the crucifix, but it hasn't really meant much. I mean, not to diminish it, it means something, but it hasn't been something that you really, I don't know, that you really feel is like activated, But that's changing. I think in the last, feeling 3 weeks, 4 weeks, something has been changing or evolving or approaching your awareness at an increasingly rapid pace. There's a growing awareness that something's about to happen in your life. Something major is going on for you. That you are being called to a new kind of, a new way of interfacing with the world. Yeah. This is the coming together of energy. It's coming together of you and your destiny, you and your purpose. I feel that there's a commitment here, right? Also, Spirit's telling me that somebody didn't speak for a long time. I don't know if it was you, and maybe it was you. You went through a period of time where you didn't really say much. And I don't know if you were a kid, if you had like a delayed speech, or if you took a vow of silence, or if it's just for like a while you just really didn't have anything to say, right? I feel like things are changing now. I feel like you're going to start speaking up. But I also, we don't see a lot of swords cards here, do we? Right? So I don't feel that you're making your presence known through your words. I feel like it's your actions. And I think that's a really important point to make. You're not all talk. In fact, you'd rather be quiet. And maybe that's the thing, that you still are a person of very few words. It's not very Gemini-like, is it? But I don't think you're a typical Gemini. I feel like you'd rather communicate by example. You'd rather lead by example. You'd rather show other people the way. You're kind of living the truth here. You're not just out here preaching or speaking the truth. You're doing it. You're living the life. Yeah. I like that. The Three of Swords in the background, of course, is a little bit of this kind of loss or sorrow. I think that maybe you're somebody who has lost someone, or maybe you've kind of lost a lot of people, Spirit's telling me to the idea of you're being the message rather than preaching the message. Yeah. Be the message. Also, that if you are in a relationship, I think there is a marriage kind of coming soon for you. If you're in a serious relationship already, I feel like there are vows being taken, right? And again, sometimes a lover's card, sometimes it is romance. I feel like there are vows being taken, and if you're in a relationship, I feel like that it's a marriage. If you're not in a relationship, those vows, what are they? They're something else. Okay, there's something else going on there. But the Three of Swords, there's been challenges, sure. There's been loss. The Three of Swords is very often the memories that we have of trauma. Okay. And it's back here because I think it's always something that is sort of with you. It's not something you've forgotten, right? But you've learned how to not let your trauma sort of rule your life in the present. See, we don't see that here in the middle, in the present tense. It's in the past tense. Okay? You've learned how to not dwell in that negative headspace, that negative thought realm, right? To where we're sort of continually feeling that pain over and over and over and over and over. Okay? You've learned how to, in some ways, kind of let go of it. You know that it's always with you. And you're very much aware, I think, of how it does affect your present. Right? But I think that's something that you're very, very active in working on. Is dealing and processing and working through your past trauma. You may be somebody who is actively working with a therapist or a psychoanalyst or some kind of a teacher, a spiritual guide, or a mentor, or something like that to help you navigate that. And maybe that's sort of what kind of work you're transitioning into, or what kind of ministry of kindness and compassion that you are beginning to walk the path of, right? Because we've got the Chariot up top here, and the Chariot is kind of, I kind of feel that this is you now like walking your talk, you know, of living this energy, and not just, you know, you're not just talking about it, you're not teaching, right? And I think that's kind of a funny thing, like those who can't teach, right? And that's not a knock against teachers or anything. I love teachers. I kind of wanted to be one for a long time. But I feel with the Chariot card, this is kind of you saying that you're not really so confident in just explaining things, that it's you'd sort of rather show people how to do it. Does that make sense? And again, I feel like you're a person of very few words. I feel like it's like, hey, I can't explain to you how to build an engine. Let me show you, right? Let me show you. And this is you kind of you're traveling the road, and you're doing the sort of good work that you are meant to do in life, and people are watching you, and people notice. You have a devotion to the higher principle in life. God, goddess, deity, ancestors, spirit guides, guardian angels, the absolute, whatever you want to call it, universe, universal mind, universal energy, all of these things, all right? And I think it is sort of that, it is that devotion, that commitment to that higher energy. Yeah. I think there is literally travel involved in your life. There will be in the future. And I don't know if it's sort of a like a traveling ministry kind of thing, or a traveling, I don't know, show. I mean, this could be a performance. This could be some sort of art that you're doing. But again, the details don't really matter, but the idea of you communicating something to the world through your activities, through what you do. Your feet don't lie, you know. So definitely travel. And I think this is also a card that is talking about having a sense of home. You know, I do think that you have a connection with mountains, or some mountainous region of the world somewhere. Yeah, a lot of mountains where you were, maybe where you grew up, or maybe where you are. But the idea of home with the Chariot card, because see, this is a card obviously of movement, right? But then we kind of have this idea of home and family and kind of putting down roots, you know. And this always brings to mind this idea of feeling that the world itself, like the universe itself, is your home. And everywhere you go, every situation that you're in, I think there's just like this comfortability. I think people are drawn to you because, I don't know why, you feel like home. You feel like something familiar to people. People want to be around you. People feel, I think, you know, nourished by your presence and by this sort of calm strength that I feel from you. It feels really, it feels like you're able to sort of lead people. And, you know, yeah, some of that's coming from the Emperor. But it's sort of not quite, it's not that kind of a leader, right? It's not just like you're the boss, you know. It's more leading by the example, teaching by doing kind of thing. It's, I don't know what it is. There's more humility in it, I think. But Nine of Pentacles in the future position. I think this is, this is life taking care of life. I think that the more you nurture your, whatever this true calling is, whatever this sort of spiritual activation that you're experiencing, the more you sort of take care of this, the more you have this Eight of Pentacles, the more you are able to grow. It's like kind of the more you take care of the tree, the more the more fruit the more apples you're going to get, you know? And so it makes sense, and it's sort of a reciprocating energy, yeah? The Nine of Pentacles is progress. It's forward movement. It's seeing you really progress and evolve on your spiritual path. And whatever those details are, it's a road that's going to take you many, many places. If the chariot is the car, the Nine of Pentacles is the road. Okay? And I think it's a slow, leisurely drive. And it's kind of like you're going wherever Spirit takes you. You're going wherever you can really make the most difference and be of service. You know? And it's something that's giving back to you as well. That Nine of Pentacles, right? This is it's the card of gain. It's the card of seeing the progress and knowing that you're making a difference in the world. Knowing that you're making a difference in the world. Okay. All right. Somebody in your family collects dolls or small figurines. I don't know what those are for or who it is, but that's a person that's very important to you, right? Sometimes these details come in and it's just meant to be validation or confirmation of the energy that we're in. If those details aren't for you, just please leave them for the next person, okay? But I don't know if they're dolls or like action figures or something, but they're just kind of a lot of little ones lined up or something, yeah? We're going to talk about the path of the serpent anyway. And as we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It is totally free, doesn't cost anything, and it helps out the channel. And I really believe that we need to support all of our favorite YouTube tarot readers. I know I'm your #1 favorite, but everybody that you enjoy. Like their videos, subscribe to the channel, watch their videos through till the end, leave comments. All those are very good ways to support the channels that we value and that we love. All right, and I thank you. General energy now is, of course, the Seven of Pentacles. And we have the 7, but your task here is the 8. So it's kind of like you're going to where you can be the most beneficial to the world, right? So you're seeking out those 7 of Pentacle places or people or whatever circumstances so that you can restore things. So I don't know if maybe part of that work is you being a consultant, right? Maybe you're going into businesses that are failing and you are building them back up again, leading them to profit, right? That you're finding people that are struggling, and you're going. Maybe you're a personal trainer, physical trainer, right? Maybe you work at a gym, finding people that need help, and you're helping them through this very thoughtful and sincere and authentic way of nurturing them, caring for them, and really empowering them to become the best version of themselves. See, you don't grow the tree. You didn't do it, right? You just provided a little bit of what nature needs so that the tree can grow itself, right? So when you're helping somebody, you're not like just fixing them. No, you're showing them or giving them what they need, or creating an environment or a safe space for them or whatever, so that they can heal, that they can fix themselves, right? If you're a physical trainer, you're not lifting the weights for the person. You're showing them how to do it, and you're encouraging them and motivating them and showing them love, and they're the ones lifting the weights, right? You're lifting your own too, you know. And I think that's what the 7 of Pentacles really is here, with the 7 and the 8. I feel that this is you finding and really seeking out, or just sort of being called to particular places in your life where you're needed, where you can make a difference in someone's life. Maybe this is animal rescue. Maybe you're working at a shelter, working on a farm. Maybe this is you. I don't know, all sorts of things, right? But I feel that there's this calling to help people, but I find that to be a weird phrase. I'm helping you. There can be a little bit of ego in that, and maybe that's part of what the Emperor is right there, a little bit of that ego. I don't think it's so much you helping people, but I think it's you trying to make a difference in somebody's life so that they can help themselves. Yeah, we're taking what has not grown or was growing but then got stunted, something that is in need of some nurturing, some sunlight, some water, some good soil, so that it can become whatever tree it's meant to be. Right? And you're not determining that. You're not, you're working miracles here. I'm just going to say it. You really are. You are a modern day, miracle worker. Yeah. Now we think of miracles from back in the day, right? Thousands of years ago. They were particular kinds of miracles, right? I think miracles these days are different, because we're different. Technology is different. The times are different. We think of healers back in the day where they can touch somebody and say a prayer and you're healed. Now we have doctors, surgeons, acupuncturists, psychotherapists. We have all these different kind of specialties, right? Reiki masters and crystal healers and things like this, where it's sort of it's miracle working, right? And I read a quote from a doctor. I don't remember where I read this, but a surgeon said that all I do is bandage the wounds. God does the healing, right? Or nature, or goddess, or deities, or the universe, or whatever you want to call it, right? The body, right? And that's kind of the thing here with the 7 to the 8 of Pentacles, that you're not healing and fixing things. You're just giving it the right conditions so that it can fix, that God can fix it, or it can fix itself, or however you want to phrase it. You know what I mean. Okay. You're a blessing to the world, indeed. The Moon card here, though, and really the next 3 major arcana cards, it's difficult. This is sort of a scary thing. You're being called to an unknown place. This is a doorway through which we do not know what is on the other side. We're going to do a divine doorway card. I'm just going to kind of randomly stick my hand in there and grab one. And that's what we have. That's a nice one. This is a doorway, the uncertainty of the future. And this is in the environment. And it's kind of saying, the moon here is kind of saying that you have no powers, and you're not psychic. You don't know where spirit is going to call you next, right? It's almost like every day is sort of different. Every day is uncertain and unknown. You never know in life where your talents and skills, your spirit, your energy is going to be needed. You go where you're called, Well, maybe you're an EMT or something like that, right? I was an EMT for a short period of time. You never know what it's going to be. Every moment, every call is different. Every doorway is a black doorway. You cannot see it. You got to go in. You got to be brave. You got to do it. You don't know what to expect. You'll see it when you get there. You are that light that's entering into that dark forest. You're not going to know till you go, right? You never know where spirit is going to call you and where your sort of divine services are going to be needed. You go where you're called, right? Let's see what this doorway says. Yes, kiss the ground and touch the sky. Your soul is now to leap. Your soul is set now to leap and fly. It really is this activation. And that, I think, stems from this knowledge of self, this gnosis. I feel like you know who you are. You know you're meant for great things. And you're starting on that path. What the card you don't want is the really abrupt change in life, and that's really the contrast here with the 8 of Pentacles is very slow and steady, gradual kind of flourishing of something, right? Something slowly growing out of the ground, that's slowly branching out. What you don't want is a complete upending of your life. So it's saying, don't go quit your job. Don't just leave your family. Don't just abandon all your worldly possessions and go walk about, right? Do things in a very responsible and thoughtful way. Go where spirit is calling you, but be smart about it, You've got responsibilities in life. You've got you've got things, you've got a lot of things that rely on you, a lot of people that rely on you. Okay? So it's not about these huge kind of explosive moments of change, right? So this is the card we don't want. We don't want the Tower. We don't want the disruption. At the same time, I feel like this is the awakening, and it's a difficult awakening. And it's going to disrupt your life. It's going to cause a lot of abrupt changes. This is a time in your life that you will never forget. This is the moment for you that your entire life changes. You're claiming your destiny, right? Your eye is opening, your mouth is opening. You see the truth and you're speaking prophecy, right? So in that sort of spiritual sense, this is a sudden burst of energy. But let's remember the Eight of Pentacles too. Let's treat it delicately. Okay, and let's not do anything impulsive or rash or, destructive. We're looking to build things up. Yeah. And I think the Emperor really has the handle on all of that. The Emperor is the one that, kind of can see everything and make the right decisions. It is your executive function, your agency. All of this is your decision. Nobody's forcing you anywhere. You don't have to answer the call, for this quest. But you have the strength and the confidence to do it. You have the intelligence to do it. You have the talent and the skill and the spirit to do it, but it is still your decision after all, right? Let's look at this mystery card. Thank you, Frank and Duck. Let's see. I feel like with this doorway card, the yes, I feel like we are getting a nice confirmation that this is something that you're kind of... you're listening to spirit. You're listening to the divine energy coming in, and you're sort of going where you're needed in life. Yeah. But for the mystery card, I don't know. I don't know what we could possibly need. Maybe more water? Maybe more air? Maybe we need a Six of Swords to kind of show us the plan? Maybe. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Here we go. Oh my God, it's the Lover's card again. We got your Power card twice now. So it's kind of saying that you've always had this gut feeling that you're meant for something great. Something's about to happen. It's like you can feel it building up. It's getting closer. It's like it's almost on the tip of your tongue. And now here it is. You're getting it's a confirmation coming in that this is that sudden spiritual awakening that's going to change your life forever. And I think all these cards here are how you're going to manage that and what the implications of that are. So this, I mean, you are the chosen one. Claim your destiny now. This is extraordinary. We're going to jump into the extended reading too. Come and join us. Click on the link up top. There is a link down below. New readings for Gemini Mondays and Fridays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. Doesn't cost anything. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.